Well, you mean what year?
Year,
I believe it's 5th of February, 19 and... I don't know, was this 15 now? I forgot.
That's about the time, let's see, it wasn't so far from World War One, was it?
Yeah. He never did have to go, but then later on all the boys had to go, and all the son-in-laws to the wars.
World War One was a pretty sad thing, wasn't it?
It was, I tell you.
Well, any war is sad, but
Oh, yes.
they didn't have the fast transportation like airplanes, so they could get back and forth that fast.
No. When my boys left to go, I didn't expect to see near all of them back. Maybe not any of them.
That was World War II.
Yeah.
Were all your boys in service?
Yeah, everyone been in service.
Now, how many boys have you got?
I got 5.
5 boys, and all of them in service. You were lucky they got back, weren't you?
I sure was.
Now, we were going to talk a little bit about how you prepared your food. We thought maybe you could sort of, what were some of the things you dried?
Well, just the beans.
String them up on a string, or
sometimes would. Well, most of the time when I was at home. And then if you had sieves or something, you could put them on them and dry them. And the apples the same way. I was strung up beans and apples many of a day.
Did you dry corn too?
Well, no, Mother never did dry much corn because it wasn't too good after it's dried. You never could get it tender enough that you could eat it.
Is that right?
Or we never could. Some people might, I don't know.
Well, they cut it off the cob and lay it in the sun?
Boil it and just cut off the cob and put that in the sun then.
And dry it. Well, most dried foods I've ever eaten, though, are good, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I like them.
How did you dry squash and pumpkin?
Well, I don't remember us ever drying any squash much. But we always did generally dry some pumpkin at home. Just cut off one end if you wanted to, or just cut the pumpkin in the middle and just cut rings off of it, you know. I know there at home, the joist was out on that side of the gun ceiling, and Dad would fix up a little pole or something, and they'd just cut it and hang it on there and dry it.
Put the ring over it. Is that right?
Yeah, put it on the pole, whatever you used.
I've never eaten, I don't believe I've eaten any dried pumpkin. I've eaten dried apples and dried beans.
Yeah.
And did you dry peaches too?
Well, we dried a few. We never did have many peaches back then.
But you dried apples too. How'd you keep those things from getting buggy?
We didn't have bugs then.
Is that right?
I never did till after I'd been married a long time. See a bean bug or anything that way. Bugs didn't bother anything. Mama just put her dried stuff in big bags and set it in a little room we had there where it'd be kept dry. We didn't have to worry about bugs about it.
Now, how about pickling? Did you do a lot of pickling?
Well, yes, she always pickled her cucumbers and beets. Most of the time, the cucumbers was pickled in grape leaves, you know. Did you ever fix any that way?
No. Now, how do you fix them?
I used to fix them, but I don't anymore. Well, you just wash your cucumbers and get them ready, and make your, let's see, you get your grape leaves and you put your layer of grape leaves in the bottom of your jar, whatever you're pickling, and a layer of cucumbers, and you sprinkle salt over them, just, well, whenever you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And keep on that way to get your jar, whatever, full. And they were awfully good. I know after me and Grilla was married, over that Grandpa Spencer's, they had a big old high tub, made out of wood that Grandma pickled hers in. And every time I went to spring, I'd get me one. They were sitting in the spring house.
Did you have to pour a vinegar over that?
No, you didn't use any vinegar, just your grape leaves and salt and water to cover them in. Yeah.
And just let them pickle.
Yeah. They tasted sort of salty, but they was really good. I have thought of trying me some late years, but never did get to it.
When you, how did you, now you had your chickens and your turkeys and did you ever can any chicken or turkey?
Yeah, I've canned a lot of chicken, never did can any turkey.
You've canned chicken. How'd you can it?
Well, just like you do any other meat, you just pack it in your cans and put in your salt and water and boil it so long. I haven't canned any in years. We don't even have chickens now.
Can you pickle meat?
I used to, but we'd pickled it for years, and we had 2 20-gallon jars we pickled in. And one year we lost every bit of our meat. We never did know what happened. I never had any trouble with it before. We never did pickle anymore.
Well, that's a big loss, wasn't it?
It was. Well, we just pickled the side meats,
Mm-hmm. I've never tasted of any of the pickle.
Well, you have to soak it when you get ready to use it before you can use it, it'd be so salty. But it's really good. It just tastes so fresh and good.
With all the boys you had growing up, I'm sure they liked to hunt, didn't they?
Well, yes, most of them did.
Did you fix a lot of wild meat?
I told you about her. I had a squirrel.
Yeah, let's see. Now, you started telling me about, you had a tub. How many was the squirrel? How many squirrels did you have to can at one time?
Well, that's the most I ever had. And it took us a long time to get them fixed. But they're really good after you get them canned.
Is that right?
I've canned rabbits, too, and they're really better now, fresh. And I've canned a lot of chicken.
Well, when you can the wild meat, like the rabbit and the squirrel, do you have to process it longer than the?
No, I just processed it kind of according to the recipe. How to can meat. And I don't think I ever lost a can. I lost 1 can of beef one time, so I ever remember losing.
Well, let's see. You had raised 10 children, so you had 5 girls and 5 boys. Girls could help you can.
Oh, yes, they could.
And but that took a lot of time, didn't it?
Yeah, it took a lot of time. It's hard work.
On a wood stove, too.
I'd can meat sometimes, so I think I never could take another bite.
But it's better can.
Oh, yes, it's good.
But when you dried your meat, you put it in a smokehouse to dry it, I guess, and smoke it rather. How long would it keep after it was smoked?
Well, we never did really smoke any. We just always salted ours down, and let it stay till we thought it took salt enough, and then he'd hang it up, and then when it began to get warm weather, we'd take it down and wash the salt off and put something else on it. I don't remember exactly what we did use now to keep it through the summer.
So you keep it right on, could you?
Yeah. Keep it the way you used it all up.
Well, when you cut on a ham with 10 children, it didn't last too long, did it?
No.
What, say, do you remember growing up, what were some of the things you remember, and in your married life too, as being the busiest times?
Well, I guess, all through the summer is busy time, but through the canning season and drying and so on, you didn't have a minute to rest hardly. Time you done all your work and put up your stuff.
How about when the threshing machine come? Did you all raise any wheat or?
We used to all the time and have threshers maybe 2 days. And it's a hard job. Have to cook for a crowd of men.
It took a crowd to run, didn't it?
Yeah.
But well, when you were growing up, we were talking a bit earlier about having, meeting your fellows at the church, your boyfriend at the church. Did you ever have any corn shuckings or?
Oh yes, everybody had them then.
And was they a fun thing too for the young people? They could.
Well, right much sometimes. I have known them to shuck there at home till in the night, have lanterns and hang them up, and people come in and shuck. Well, I never did have to shuck much. I always had to help in the kitchen.
That work had to go on too, didn't it?
Yeah.
I guess if you didn't have a good eating, you might not have had many people turn out. How about did you ever have any quilting parties?
Oh yes, they'd have them every winter nearly, round at the houses. Women would go and help each other, I always enjoyed them.
It's getting together, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
Well,
I always have a big dinner.
When the men folk had to get in all their wood in the summertime or fall for the winter, didn't they?
Yeah.
Did your mother have did she have a fireplace? Did she cook on an open fire?
No, she never did cook on them. Well, now I can remember too one time. She had an oven and she'd bake cornbread in front of the fireplace,
Mm-hmm.
Just put her some coals out on the hearth and set her oven on the lid. It had legs, and then she put the lid had a rim around the edge of it, and she'd put the top full of coals, and it made good bread.
It seems like it'd take a long time to do it, but I guess
No, it didn't. It had to bake right away if you had good coals and everything.
Did you ever make lye soap or ashes soap?
I never did myself. Mother used to, but I never did. I made it out of lye, bought the lye, but I was just thinking about where you made your own lye.
They made it out of ashes, too. I bet you could still make some lye soap, couldn't you? If you felt like it.
I don't know whether I could or not.
Now, did you buy store-bought shoes?
Yeah.
Well, when they made the shoes, how did they get the skin, the hair off the animal that they used?
Well, I couldn't really tell you how they done that.